First, I'd like to give all honor and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth in sincerity. And a shout out to the hopeful elect, the Akim, that's out there pushing this truth. You know, as we're all waking up as to what our nationality really is and who we really are, and we're coming back into the fold. You know, the elect of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. So anyhow, this is not going to make the so-called mainstream news, and I don't think they really want the story getting out there. But the United States has now shot down a Russian fighter in Syria. You know, because we know that behind the scenes, you know, so to speak, even though it's pretty well known that Russia has, you know, as well as the Syrian government has called for the United States to remove, you know, it's an illegal occupation, to pretty much withdraw from Syria. And so what's happened, though, is that the United States, in retaliation, has shot down a Russian fighter jet. You know, and this is not going to make the mainstream because, of course, the Zionists who control both Russia and the United States are not going to let the story get out there. But, of course, we heard it first, you know, in the alternative media. And they're trying to shut down the alternative media, you know, because, of course, the dinosaur media, Fox, NBC, PMS, NBC, all of them, CNN, you know, they're not running the show anymore. You know, everybody knows that it's bullshit. You know, of course, because it's the so-called white man, you know, the devil. And he lies to you all the time through the television. You know, he's telling you his vision. So they don't want this story getting out there. You know, they want you to think that, the war in Syria is just about over with. But behind the scenes, what they're doing is they're trying to make the Kurds its own state. And that's why you're seeing Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Syria all line themselves together, because if the Kurdish rebels become a state, you know, then that affects all of these places. So, you know, the United States tried to do this before against Saddam Hussein in Iraq. You know, try to arm the Kurdish rebels, and of course, you know, Iraq. You know, Saddam Hussein was the leader of Iraq at that time, and of course, you know. Things were made to demonize Saddam Hussein, who was the legitimate leader of Iraq at the time. You know, because of course Saddam Hussein did retaliate on the armed Kurdish rebel groups, which George H.W. Bush had armed these groups. Well, the same thing's going on now in Syria. Instead of arming ISIS and Daesh and Takfiri terrorists like they always have, they're now giving them to the Kurdish rebels, which is why Kurds are a very strong state, of course, because they couldn't take over that way before, so now they're trying to make the Kurds their own state, you know. And so that's why Turkey has aligned itself with Russia. But again, the Zionists are playing both sides, and they control the media and all that, so that's why you're not even hearing this story on RT, you know, that the United States has shut down a Russian fighter jet. You know, this has been very quiet. But nonetheless, though, we hear it first on the alternative media. And that's what Esau can't stand. He also can't stand we confusion of faces coming against him, prophesy against him in the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, us waking up to our nationality. So they're doing everything they can to dissolve us. You know, to say, well, where is it in the Bible, Yahweh? Where's Yahushai in the Bible? You know, doing everything they can to pretty much disprove us, to disprove the Bible. But like everything else, we're going to always stand strong against the so-called white man, because he's caught in his lies, you know. He can't explain away the Bible anymore like he used to when it was once his footstool. Now, everything's been turned, and the light has been shining down on us, and we're coming to the light as to who we are. We're waking up to our dead state. This place of Sodom and Egypt, America, the filthy whore that it is, you know, people are waking up to this place, you know, and they now know, you know. America's fingerprints are all over every devastation or desolated country that's in ruins or just blown to shit. You can best believe America has had its fingerprints on it, because this is the main place of the Zionist entity. However, the Zionist entity now to create World War III, in order to create the global currency, the one world government and all that, they would have to destroy the United States. So that's why they're aligning themselves with Russia. And they're crashing the U.S. dollar on purpose and moving towards the ruble and the, the Chinese dollar, the yuan, I believe it's called. They're moving towards that because, of course, this is all by design, And we know that Vladimir Putin is a Freemason, so we know that he's a Zionist just as much. That's why he's often referred to as Haman Gog. Because Haman, was the Amalekites. He was the leader of the Amalekites. And the Amalekites are those people that call themselves Jews now. And, of course, Gog, it's also a place, it's these other areas, the older areas like Ukraine and, St. Petersburg, all that area there, All these older places, of course, are lined with land of Magog, which is Russia, and they're coming against Babylon the Great, But they're also, it's been designed that way to destroy this place, And this is the works that are just about to be fulfilled, Nonetheless, though, the Zionists, the Amalekites, Haman, controls both sides. And so that's what their game plan is. Of course, they're going to try to come against the Most High. Because Esau, the devil, he knows his time is short. So, again, they're going to keep coming at us. And they don't want this getting out there. So I encourage everybody to go ahead and forward this video. Put it on yours. I don't care if you retitle it. Just get this out there. Because, of course, what's really happening behind the scenes, of course, they don't want you to know that the United States just did what Turkey did last year. Shut down a Russian fighter jet, in Syria. And that, of course, America has a new plan in Syria because they're losing this thing. So their newer plan, which is an older plan, was to arm the Kurdish rebels. Try to get things started between the Kurds. That would be their way of keeping their foot in the door. Because, make no mistake about it, this will escalate. And, we know that it's prophecy. This is all biblical prophecy. Libya is going to be aligned with Russia. All these places want America out of there. So this has been by design. This World War III scenario, the greatest game ever played. Because, of course, the Zionists controlled Germany and Russia back then, during World War II. They were controlling all that. The Allies, too, America and Japan. They were controlling all of it, funding all that. It's no different now. Pretty much the same Amalekites that created World War I, World War II, and World War III. And again, just do what we can to push out this word until the Most High returns. And so that's why, I have two channels, GMS Reading, which is just me, and then you got GMS in Revelation Times, where they're longer length videos, because it's what I do is I piece together all of us, because we're all singing that same song as in Revelation 14, where we are the Israelites coming back together in the fold, but we're all singing this new song, and and I like to put it together, and I've been doing this for quite a while, And, of course, I like to put the news clips, the things that they don't want you to know about, that they don't want you to talk about. Because that's all we, are supposed to be doing, is watching for these end times, While everybody else is going to be drinking and giving in marriage, and pretty much thinking that this place has something good, making plans, for the future. Yeah, man, it's time to get the fuck out of here and wake up as to who we are, and to edify each other, which I hope this has been. So, again, Syria, what's going on there is that they don't want you to know that, this is far from over. The newest plans for the United States in Syria is to, of course, arm the Kurdish rebel groups, a.k.a. you can call them terrorists if you want to, because, let's face it, they tried to do this before with Saddam Hussein, By no means has there been any innocence here. It's just war, war, war. That's all that America has done to the world. They're the terror of the world, and that's why they're going to be destroyed. And this is all by design, because this place, Edom, Idumea, must be destroyed. And it's going to start first with Babylon the Great, and the rest of these countries are all going to unite itself together to come against the Most High. Hooks are going to be set into thy jaws, like Ezekiel chapter 38 tells us. And then they're going to try to come against the Most High, and they're going to lose. And we're going to put all their asses into captivity, and we will finally be given back the kingdom. You know, so the kingdom is at hand. Repent while you still got time, because the grace period's just about up. A famine of the word is coming, because they don't want these stories getting out. And they're doing everything they can to censor videos. I've already had my channels shut down quite a few times, but also most recently this year. And why? Because this word's getting out there. The elect are waking up as to who they are. And once we're awakened, it's over for this bitches, for Esau and the 2/3, you know. So, hope this has been edifying, and shalom.